Welcome back to Footwork Fight Talk. So today, one of my subscribers asked me to talk about Woman King and the fight scenes in it. And so that's what we're going to go into today. Now, before I get into that, I just want to say a quick little something about the politics of this film. So this film is kind of troubling in terms of the politics of it and the premise of women having to take over. First of all, the title is problematic in itself, as if a woman can't have a traditional role as a queen. She's got to also be the king. It's kind of like mothers taking credit on Father's Day. Second, you have the image of black women really having to take control away from black men to try to save black society. You have issues with women being able to beat up on men. You've got the issues of women being in charge of the last-ditch effort to save Black Africa from colonization and slavery. And it kind of paints men in the picture of being kind of cowardly. This is all just in the what do you call it? The advertisement of it. So this is not the film itself. But just looking at the snippets of it, it's the political messages are kind of disturbing. This is just point blank. Now, before I continue to go in on it, I want to make it clear that there are alternatives to supporting this film. And we can get into that in another video. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and continue to criticize it because it's worthy of it. So not only do you have that, in the fight scenes themselves, of course, women are overpowering men, and they just seem to come off levels above any kind of men in the film. So I don't have a problem with that. Just make sure that it's realistic. That's the only problem. I mean, you can depart from realism only so far before it just becomes ludicrous. And on top of that, they're supposed to be at war with the colonizers, and in one scene, it looks like one of these women warriors were kissing one of the colonizers. So it's all over the place. And so I know that there are black faces to blame for producing, crowdfunding, however this film was put together. I'm sure that they are going to be the ones to take responsibility. But there, again, are alternatives out there to being able to go out here and having to support this film just because black faces are in it. Now that we got all the political stuff out of the way, let's get into the fight scenes themselves. So from what little bit I saw about this film, there was some really good scenes. First of all, in terms of how the film looked. It's very colorful. It's always beautiful to see black African tribes going through certain ceremonies and rituals, the sunsets, the landscapes, everything was very well shot. And just the mere fact that you see so many black faces together, organized and showing some semblance of harmony. So again, those are some thumbs ups there. Now, when you get into the piece on the fight scenes themselves, they're training these women's special forces to go out and be used as kind of like a secret weapon. And if the men are all dead, that's one thing that the women have to take up arms as a last ditch effort. But again, here they are competing with each other to see who are the best and most worthy warriors to be able to go out and accomplish this very special task. And so they're all training and doing it. And some of the basic things that come into the fighting piece of it, which is, training hard and being able to master yourself. They show some things in terms of heart and determination and being able to continue to get better and better at their craft, learn how to use their weapons to the best of their abilities, being able to, again, overcome their own fear and doubt. So these are things that kind of translate beyond fighting. So I like that piece of it. I like the piece of being fearsome and being able to instill fear in your opponent. So these are things that go along with you being able to master your own fear and then being able to create some sort of fear in your opponent. So these are some really good things that I saw in terms of the training montages that they had in these films. And then there were some little snippets about them engaging in battle and doing very well there. So there's something about being committed to a particular cause and being able to go to your death for it, and being able to take the life, if necessary, of your opponent. So those were good elements on this film. And the coordination, the balance, the speed, the timing, all of it's there. There were some quick shots of some engagements where you had women going on offense and defense and being able to outthink and outwit their opponents. Just the fighting itself, for what it's worth, there was some good scenes there. Again, the realism, though, with 110, 15, 20-pound women going toe-to-toe with a man twice their size and getting stabbed in the chest like T'Challa did in Black Panther, and being able to just endure that pain and somehow overcome something, it starts to stretch the realism a little bit too much. So who knows? Maybe this film does a completely 180 once it's actually, shown in its entirety, and maybe the clips are just kind of misleading. Who knows? We'll see how it turns out. The political message is trash, but the fight scenes seem to be good. And again, just the way that it's shot and the way that it makes the continent look is absolutely beautiful. So that's kind of my film review of just the advertisement of this movie. I'm not sure if this is something I'll go to the movies to see. I might just wait to see what it looks like on the small screen. But what I see so far is, it's going to get a thumbs down overall. But just the fight scenes themselves, there are some exciting moments in just the trailers. And we'll see how this kind of turns out as time goes on and more things are revealed on this film. And then maybe we'll come back and talk about it some more. So I'm glad to hear any of your comments, any of your disagreements, things that you thought I might have missed or whatever. Let me hear what your thoughts are. This is Footwork Fight Talk. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we out of here.